Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jess, and today's video is going to be I practiced Duolingo for 90 days so you didn't have to. This video is going to be about my experience with Duolingo. I'm going to do this in kind of a get ready with me format. So if you want to keep watching, let's get into the video. So to start off, I am learning Japanese. It's a language I've always wanted to learn since I am big into anime. I'm big into the culture and I read manga. So I always thought, and I play some video games that are in Japanese only. So I thought it'd be more beneficial for me to learn the language instead of always just having to translate it. So as of yesterday, I hit my 90-day streak on Duolingo, and I'm really proud of myself because this is actually my second time attempting to practice Japanese. The first time I started was last year, and I have a little notebook. In February 28th of 2024, I practiced it until July 3rd of 2024. This will be more important later. I'll go into more detail on this, but I stopped in section 1 of Japanese. So I got far. I mean, I did practice for, 5 months? 4 or 5 months. So I got pretty far. And I normally did about 1 to 2 little sections a day, because normally there's multiple little dots within each section, and in the star there'll be like it's split into 4 or 6 depending on what it is. Sometimes it's split into more, sometimes it's only split into like 4. So I'd practice 1 to 2 of those a day, so about 5 to 15 minutes. I didn't want to, like, I'm gonna practice for 30 minutes a day, I'll practice for an hour a day, because I mean, also at the time you had hearts. You only had 5 hearts, and I didn't want to pay for Super Duolingo. So you only had 5 hearts to do things. Now they changed it to a battery pack, and you have 25 charges. And I think the new system works a lot better than the old system. You can make a lot more mistakes, and it's a lot more forgiving. Where the old system, 5 mistakes, you're out. Like, so it was a lot more. It can be difficult, or it can be stressful. Like, you're already learning how to do a new language, but on top of that, you have to make sure not to make 0 mistakes, but you're learning. So it's kind of like you're gonna make mistakes, but you're punished really severely for that mistake. So once you're out of hearts, you're done. You're done for that lesson. You have to start over. And sometimes back in the day, your hearts would recharge. I don't know what the actual time frame was, but sometimes you could start a new day and only have 1 heart, and because they had to use 4 for your last session, and you're like, so it's a new day. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna practice for the day. You have 1 heart, 1 mistake, you're out, done for the day. So I didn't really like that system too much, and I feel like that system really pushed you to do Super Duolingo. Super Duolingo does offer unlimited hearts or unlimited energy, so you can practice more, but of course it comes with a cost, so it's not free. There is leagues. I'm currently in the Emerald League, which means really nothing to me because I'm not competing with other people. I'm not trying to be the best at Duolingo. So, like, I was actually, yesterday I was in Amethyst League, and then I checked today and I dropped down to Emerald for some reason, but I'm like, it is what it is. Oh, and real quick, for my current 90-day streak, I'm actually at 91 days as of today. I have practiced from July 11th of this year till now. So it's kind of funny how I ended last year in July 3rd, but I picked it back up on July 11th. One of my brand new, like, it's been a year since you practiced. You gotta pick it up again. Which, picking it back up was actually pretty easy. I wasn't too far into the first section, and I actually found it, like, I actually remembered a lot. So, Duolingo system works. So that's a good sign. I actually remembered a lot of what I was taught. But I will say, forgot to mention that with my 91-day streak, I am human, and I've used 7 freezes, which when I look back at my old, like when I first practiced from last year, February to July, I used like so many freezes I couldn't even count, but I've only used 7, which I'm really proud of, because I try to, like when I wake up in the morning, to practice for the day so I don't forget. And also, a little note is that it will give you super from time to time, like a 3-day to 5-day trial, which is really useful to get a lot more practice in. I'm back. So, I'm gonna go to my trusty notebook to go over the things I've learned. Like, so they're called sections, and they have units in each section. Like, for example, I'm on unit 2. I'm on section 2, unit 3. But in the first section, it has 9 units. So I'm going to go over those first. So in the first, section 1, unit 1, it is order food. Unit 2 is describe people. Unit 3 is introduce yourself. Unit 4 is order food and drinks. Unit 5 is talk about countries. Unit 6 is ask for directions. Unit 7 is describe belongings. Unit 8 is talk about neighbors. And Unit 9 is tell time. And I can tell you personally, telling time, I struggled with a little bit. I kind of struggled with all of them a little bit. The order food and describing people, introducing yourself, and order food and drinks were pretty easy. But talking about the countries, asking for directions, which was pretty difficult, describing your belongings, and talking about your neighbors, and also the tell time, they're a little bit more challenging, but I do appreciate Duolingo will like throw in the stuff you learned previously so that you're still getting refreshers as you're learning new things, which I really do appreciate. They do that. And then, so for section 2, and you do, I think it's an overall like review at the end of the section to make sure, you know, you can recall everything before they pass you to go on. So for section 2, I'm only to unit 3 so far, so I'm only going to talk about the first 3 units. And I think there's like 30 something units in unit 2, like when I scroll down, and so there's a lot. But right now, so in section 2, unit 1 is get help when traveling, which that one was challenging. Unit 2 is get to know people. I'm still like, that one was pretty simple, surprisingly. And then unit 3 is describe your family, which is, that one's a little bit more challenging because it's a lot of new words thrown at you. And some of them sound alike, so it's kind of, it can be challenging. Also, they have sprinkled in to, between the different units and within the units, is they will make you learn hiragana, katakana, and kanji. My favorite is kanji. I love learning the kanji. Hiragana, let me tell you, they make you learn a lot of these, which is really, I like that they do that, because so when they do like the sentence, it is, they say in Japanese, it's written out with the kanji, or sometimes with kanji or hiragana or katakana, but it also has it like, I think it's called romanicized, don't know the word, where it has it written out like English for you to read it. And so in the beginning, you're reading the English, you're like, okay, that's what that means, and you go on and go forth. But learning these are really important because it helps you be able to look at the word and know it without having it needs to be translated to English before you translate the word to English, if that makes sense. But I really appreciate they make you learn these. They can be challenging, but I love learning the kanji. I feel like the kanji is really easy, even though like when I'm doing it, I'm kind of like, how do you know this is what this means? Because it's like just lines, and it describes like, it goes into detail like each line means something and go on and so forth. But I'm just now learning katakana, which is weird. Katakana is weird because hiragana and katakana have the same sounds, like ka, but it's written differently. And I still don't know exactly when one is used and when the other is not used. I mean, like I said, I'm still very much a beginner. Only 91 days into learning it. So, right now, in my current step, I'm learning katakana. And it's messing with my brain. And I'm starting to, over time, learn the hiragana and like actually be able to look at it like, okay, that's that. But then you throw that in and it's kind of messing with my brain a little bit. But that is my 90-day review of Duolingo when it comes to learning Japanese. I highly recommend it. I've kind of always thought about, like, once I'm fully done, like, what are your next steps? But then, like, that's way ahead of me. Because I think also there's 5 sections. I don't know how many units. I'm excited to document my journey. I don't know when I'll do another one of these videos. See, my overarching goal is to do 365-day streak. So that would be really exciting to talk about. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you want to keep watching me for future videos, hit the subscribe button. And once again, thank you and have a great day. Bye.